What's going on, guys? Finally, we've got the Q&A video. I have been meaning to do this for a few weeks now. So here it is. I'm in Paradise Valley right now. Just found a spot, parked, sitting on the bed of the truck, and about to answer these questions. All right, so let's start off with an icebreaker. So this one's from Spence.Murray. Spencer Murray, what up? So this one is technically a joke, but I have gotten this question from so many different people, so I'm gonna answer it. What's your skincare routine? My skincare routine is nothing fancy. I use a cleanser, it's called Drunk Elephant. I'm not sure exactly which one. I will either put it on the video or put a link down below. And then I'll just use like a CeraVe, whatever you call it, as a moisturizer for my face. I'll just wash my face every night and then moisturize after I'm done in the shower. And that's pretty much it. It's been working, kinda. That's what I've been going with. Let's go with this one from Lucas.Carnish. How did you get exposure to college coaches and programs? So for me, my journey's been a little bit different. I got exposure really late in high school. It started this summer going into my senior year. So at that point, a lot of people have already committed, have been committed for years, and I was just pretty much getting started. I was on a team called the East Coast Sandhogs out of Scranton, Pennsylvania. The coach, Paul McGloin, he was great. He asked me just what schools I want to go to, and I put a list together. He sent the list out. As weekends went on, my name started to get more traction, and every single weekend there were a decent amount of college coaches coming to see me. It's definitely because I was with a great team, the great coach. Now we move on to, this one comes from Whitley. What's your favorite cheat meal or unhealthy treat/guilty pleasure? I love burgers. I feel like a fat burger is my go-to. There's a place here called Rehab Burger Therapy. It's just a bunch of random stuff on burgers, and it's unbelievable. I would say burgers is my cheat meal, and my guilty pleasure food, probably crumble cookies. Crumble cookies, they're so good. They're so bad for you, but I'll occasionally get them. Let's go to an easy one. This one is from O_it's_Jackson. Do you eat mac and cheese with a fork or a spoon? I eat with a fork. Like, I don't know why, 3 or 4 people asked me this question, and it's super random. I actually had to put a lot of thought into it because I don't know the last time I ate mac and cheese, and it's definitely with a fork though. All right, let's move on to this one. How were you feeling the moment that you got the call that you were drafted in the first round? I was feeling the way that I think a lot of you would just assume, right? Happiness, a sense of like fulfillment, and just like pure joy, you know? But on the other hand, throughout the draft, and I'll make a video on the draft and what the day looked like, what the process looked like, if you guys want it at some point. But leading up to the draft, I mean, you're feeling so many different emotions. And on top of that, I had the injury as well. So there was a lot of uncertainty. I was definitely frustrated at certain points. And going into the draft, you obviously don't really have an idea. But for me, just given the circumstances, it could have been a wide range of things that would have happened. Could have been the first round, could have been the third round, could have been later. I could be going to Tennessee, you know? So it just, for me, it was many different emotions. But when I did get the call, it did feel like it was like a weight lifted off my shoulders in a sense. Just completed that next step in the road, which I was super thankful for. Let's move on to this next one. Best formula to break the 89 to 90 plane. So for me, I've been blessed physically. I threw pretty hard at a young age, and I've always had a gradual increase in velocity throughout the years. And ever since I don't even know what age, that's been the trend. When I was really starting to settle in with baseball and with my body, I honestly was never trying to chase velo. For me, I was just trying to become a pitcher. I was trying to find ways to utilize my body as well as possible, trying to find ways to get stronger, more mobile, just stuff like that, you know? And as a result of getting stronger, so lifting more, doing research on what exercises work, what exercises don't, getting flexible, getting mobile. I became a better pitcher. And with that, I also started throwing harder, and I made a jump in 1 year. I think I went from 94, 95 to 101. It was definitely just a perk of becoming a better pitcher and becoming more efficient with my movements, my body, and everything that ties into it. My formula is get stronger, get more mobile, and do not just go through the motions when you're throwing a baseball. So now let's move on to, what do we got? Will _ Bednar. How's it feel knowing you hold the Hacky squad back? I will insert, actually, you can go back to probably one of my 3 previous vlogs and you will see how bad Will is at hacky sack. He talks all his trash, but in reality, he is terrible, you know, and he always has these excuses, but that's just who he is. That's the kind of guy he is. All right, so let's move on to this one. Any new hobbies or interests since joining the league? This is something that shocked me initially, how much free time I have. And obviously it's the off season, so I'm going to have free time. But I'm at the complex from 9 to 12, maybe 12:30, around 1-ish. But honestly, after that, you have the rest of the day. I have been brainstorming on different things that I could do to pass the time. And one of the big ones that I've done in the past, but I've really picked up on more frequently, is yoga. I've been trying to go to yoga every other day, maybe every 2 days. And I mean, it's been great. It's hot yoga. It's like 10, 15 minutes away. And that's definitely been something that's been helping my mind, helping my body, helping with recovery. So that's been great. I usually find myself at the gym later in the day. There they have the sauna, cold tub, hot tub, all that kind of stuff. So there's many ways to help my body recover. The YouTube, that's definitely a hobby in itself. Filming, editing, it's definitely not quick. It takes a while. That's been taking up some time. There's typically a lot of guys at the house working out, throwing pens in the backyard. So it's always cool to stop back there, see who's throwing, watch those guys work out and stuff. But yeah, I mean, there's always something to do here. That's what's nice about the area. There's always something going on. If you need something, you could find it. Let's move on to this one. How long have you lifted weights for? I started lifting, I would say, that summer when I started my travel ball circuit. So the summer going into my senior year. So I was about, what, 17 at that point? Yeah, so late high school, that's when I started lifting. That's when I got introduced to lifting. Really just fell in love with it. I enjoy it. It's therapeutic to me. So I find myself working out a decent amount. All right, this is from Pete Cazzo. Go-to casual shoe. For me, honestly, my go-to casual shoe right here, the Dunks. I love these things. This is my first pair of Dunks, actually. These are like the Carolina blue, Carolina, something like that. I got them maybe a month ago and I love them. I got like a few more pairs and they're fairly inexpensive. I got a few for like maybe like $130, $140 each off StockX. So it's not like a big commitment at all. They go with so much. So they've been super versatile. You can pretty much wear them anywhere. So this has been my go-to casual shoe. Most comfortable pair of shoes to wear. This is also from Pete. Pete's a big shoe guy. Definitely a pair of my New Balances. They're so comfortable. They're so wide. I have a wide foot. I'll walk in them, run in them, work out in them, and I've had no issues as far as them being uncomfortable, them hurting, ripping, anything. I will drop a link to those so you guys can check them out. Let's see what else we got. We'll move on to this one. How's the elbow? My elbow feels great and I'm super excited to play. So I'm gonna pair these together. How was your first half season of pro ball? What are you looking forward to for next year? So I only played like 5 or 6 games in pro ball so far. And then here's another question. Do you still have a hole in your bat? So that should answer how my couple of games went. So I'll explain that one. Pat and I have a little inside joke about me and the hole in my bat because I hit a solid like 160 or something in the 5 or 6 games that I played. It's taken some time to get acclimated. It's been like 10 and a half months or 11 months since I've seen a pitcher, and it definitely showed. But yeah, it was so much fun. I enjoyed finally being back on the field, finally being back in the box and facing a pitcher. The numbers did not show anything crazy, obviously, but it was definitely just really cool to get back on the field. We'll probably finish it up shortly. I got a lot of questions. I'll probably save some for another video as well. All right, let's go to this one. Gotta know the nutrition routine. when I'm not being lazy, I'll meal prep. I'll make either chicken, rice, broccoli, or chicken, rice, spinach, something like that. I'll also do ground turkey, bonza pasta with like truff sauce. You could probably have those. They'll be good for a couple days. You just heat them up in the microwave and it's just super quick and super simple. If I'm not meal prepping and I'm getting food from a place, then I've been going to a place called Modern Market. It's like same kind of thing. I'll get salmon, sweet potatoes with like a rice and like vegetables. And that's typically what I'll get if I eat out. Did you know the Giants were gonna draft you? When I found out the Giants were gonna draft me, it was around pick 25 or 26. And I got the call, hung up. I was obviously excited, but I was not gonna be that excited until I saw my name on the screen. And that was the most anxious I was. I wanted to make sure that that was locked in. My expectations were up. And when I did see my name, I obviously talked about it, but it was probably around pick 25 or 26. All right, so I'm gonna tweak this question a little bit. I'm just going to answer the mentality of when you're hurt. For me personally, I tore my UCL in October of 2021, ended up getting the surgery in November 16th of 2021. When I initially tore it, I kind of had an idea that something was wrong. In that moment, you have many different thoughts, many different emotions. I want to play. I want to help my team win. This is my draft year. The whole 9 yards. You have to understand what's done is done, what happened happened. And there's absolutely no going back. I can't just untear my UCL. I can't just not throw that pitch. And I think as long as you realize that, you kind of come to peace with it, knowing that a tear is something you really cannot prevent. It's just out of your control. But after that, there are so many things that you are able to control. That's what helped me. I knew that I was gonna crush from when I tore it to when I'm gonna be back and on. I'm gonna make sure that I'm eating right. I'm taking care of my body. I'm doing what I need to do to put myself in the best position for when I return to play. That's honestly what I had my mindset on. You cannot change what happened in the past. I think many people feel sorry for themselves. Why me? Why now? All that kind of stuff. But you just need to leave that alone. You need to leave that alone, and you need to focus on all of the things that you can control. And if you do that, I promise you, the process is not bad at all. It is not bad at all. And it's obviously easy to creep into those negative thoughts, but the sooner you're able to acknowledge them and shut them down, the easier it is to bring yourself back to that peace of mind. But yeah, that's all I got for the questions. I'll probably do another one of these. I have more questions to answer. Don't want to make this too long, but yeah, I appreciate you guys sending your questions in. It was fun answering them. The sun's starting to set a little bit, so probably gonna head back now.